Hello and welcome back to our show. Who's on first? What show is this? Our show.
That's the name of the day if you're
That's
following.
the name of the day. Welcome back. We're so thrilled you're here. I'm Molly, and I'm talking to you today with the one, the only, the often imitated but never copied Jennifer Glantz.
Hi.
Jen, how are you?
Okay, I know we both have like big things to say, so I'll tell you the crazy thing I did last night.
Yes, tell me.
We had a pet psychic. Okay.
For you or the dog?
Well, interestingly enough,
Oh my God.
she communicates only with Goofy. So when you're talking to her and you ask her a question, she talks only to Goofy, not to you. So I'll be like, "Does Goofy love me?" And she'll be like, "Okay, Goofy, talk to me." She'll be like, "Okay." And then she'll go, "Goofy." And then she'll tell you what Goofy said. And the crazy thing is, like, I was really excited for this. It came highly recommended. In the first minute, she killed the vibe because she started talking about something that's just like so not true. She's like, the first thing Goofy wants to talk about is sleep and that she has trouble sleeping because she's so excited. I'm like, no, like that's not Goofy. Goofy literally will sit on the bed and sleep for like 7 hours uninterrupted. So then she did like some back-to-back things where I'm like, oh, not true, not true, not true. But then she said like two wild things where I was like, there's no way she would know that. And of course, Adam's like, "Jen, you completely led her on to say that. Like you totally." She was like, "Jen, did you meet Goofy first?" I'm like, "No, we met her together." And she's like, "Well, actually, like Goofy knew that you needed her because you were going through like an extremely hard time when you met her and she was waiting for you." And it's like crazy because it's like kind of accurate too. She's like, "Something really traumatic was happening to you." And I'm like, "This is crazy." But then Adam's like, you told her like this, and this.
You told her all the trauma.
Yeah. You made it like a therapy session for you. Like you led her there. And then she's like, I asked her the question, which I think this is a really good question. Adam's question was, where's somewhere that Goofy really wants us to take her?
Oh, that's a good one.
And she was like, have you guys ever been to a beach house? And I'm like, yeah, like California. She's like, she wants to go there. And Adam's like, Jen, like everyone takes their dog to like a beach. Like, but like, I don't know, that was really hitting too. Anyway, I can't recommend her. I don't think it was good. And I wish I had better expectations, but a lot of what she said was like so generic and so like, Adam's like, I bet you she's never met a dog before because the thing she was saying was like, Goofy loves you and honors you and has like, it just was bizarre.
What does this adventure run you?
What do you think for 1 hour with a pet psychic out of New?
Did she come to your house or did you go to her?
Zoom, North Carolina. And I didn't even mention the best part is like Goofy's not even in the room. Like Goofy sees this happening and she goes to eat. She comes back. She's like on camera for maybe like 3 minutes out of the hour.
I think it ran you 150.
Close 177.
177? How'd you end up with that number? They're going to the pricing school that we're going to.
No, literally, this is gonna be my new career. I think I'd be great at this.
I think it's really sweet how much you love your dog. And I actually think you should go to another pet psychic, but go to one in person. I think you gotta go to one in person.
Yeah.
I try another one. Honestly, you should compare the two. If the second person says a lot of the same things as the first one, it's kind of validation.
I know, but Adam was sitting here and he's like, I will never ever do this again. Like we were sitting here just like laughing because the things she was saying were like, that's just not. And I was like, okay, what's one thing we can do to make Goofy's life better? And she pretends to talk to Goofy for like a minute or two and they're laughing and whatever. And she's like, all she's saying to me is asking me how she can make your life better. I'm like, lady. And then we're asking her like, oh, is she in pain anywhere on her body? And she's like making things up, which aren't true. And she's like, is there a spot that you're asking about? I'm like, her hip. She goes, oh, yeah. She did say her hips. She said her hips hurt when she uses them. I'm like, this is like us trying to do coaching sessions with people. Like
no, literally. Also, when she uses them, don't you use your hips all the time?
But she was like, it was certifiably insane. Okay, what happened to you?
Something crazy. Our house got struck by lightning.
Okay.
It's kind of exciting though, right?
Oh wait, how do you know?
Okay, so I had the big boys. We were down the street at a little extracurricular. It starts downpouring. It's like 9 p.m. at night. We live in Florida. It's always raining. Colin texts me, actually emails me, and was like, "Hey, you should be careful walking home. The lightning sounds like it's right around our house because like where we were was just like a walk home." So we stayed at the extracurricular. It was pouring rain, and then Colin said like a minute after he sent that text, there was the loudest noise, and it went whoosh, and all the windows in the house lit up. And then the two little kids were asleep, and both the kids woke up, started crying. And then, everyone uses those lightning trackers. So Colin was looking at a lightning tracker, and he goes, the lightning strike said it was 10 feet from where I was sitting. And then our next door neighbor texted us and was like, I'm looking at the tracker, and it looks like your house just got a direct hit. Are you guys okay?
Wait, first of all, I've never heard of a lightning tracker before.
Yeah, they use them a lot here because I feel like the school can't let out if there's like lightning in a certain vicinity. And so people are always tracking them because it rains a lot in the afternoon. So people want to know if school is going to be delayed. But isn't that so exciting? And then when I got home, I was like, Colin, our house was struck by lightning. I feel like that's kind of good luck.
Okay. Could it have hit him in the house?
I think on the top of our house, we have a lightning rod that redirects it. I don't know. We haven't lived in the house that long. So I don't know. I was like, we should go outside and see if we have a lightning rod.
Like, can you get struck by lightning in your own house?
I think you can, because I think that's why you're not supposed to take a shower.
I didn't know any of this, and I'm from Florida. I've never heard that.
No, you're not supposed to take a shower when it's lightning.
What? Why? I did not know this.
If your house gets struck by lightning, I don't know what happens, honestly, but I don't think you're supposed to.
Okay, that is crazy. And number two, did you lose power or anything?
Well, what was so crazy is earlier today, our AC had completely broken. And it was like 1,001 degrees. So that's part of the reason why I took the big boys out of the house. I was like, I can't be in this house for another second. Like, get us to an AC location. And then when I came home, the AC was working. So I was like, when the house got struck by lightning, did the AC click back on?
Oh, did it?
No, it had already been working. But crazy.
Okay, between the ghost in your house, the lightning, no AC, what is this trying to tell you? What is the universe trying to tell you this week?
Attract controversy. Be a lightning rod. Don't be afraid to get hot. Give a hot take. Get struck by lightning.
How did you survive the heat in your house? Do you have fans?
And I was in the worst mood. I'm sorry. When I'm hot, I become the worst version of myself.
Do you have fans on your ceiling?
Yeah, of course. We have fans in like every room of the house, but it's still, it's a lot.
Yeah. No, that is like.
Girl, the stories today. We're back, baby. I feel like they're good. Do you have good stories?
Yeah, I feel like you'd be proud of me because I finally cut them out of the newspaper again.
No, that's like the move today is like we're cutting today.
I had Adam like run downstairs at like no joke 5:30. I'm like, get me the freaking newspaper before they get stolen. And he did.
You guys get up so early. You've probably already been up for like.
I have. I did my hair. I did my makeup. We made muffins. We made these posters for someone's birthday. Like we have been booked and busy.
You made muffins? That's wild. You do it all.
But then I'm like sleeping by 3 p.m. So not a
good
example.
You do it all till 3 p.m.
Yes. Okay,
kick us off with a story.
So GLP-1. We all know them. Some of us have them. Some of us wish we had them.
Totally.
They are big. I don't think they're going anywhere. They came out with the pill version of them. I think they're going to keep innovating. I think they're going to come out with like a patch version of them, everything. Nestlé.
That's a good guess.
I know. Maybe we should trademark that or patent that.
Should we?
Should we cut this out of the episode? Nestle is looking to spice up its products to counter to people who are on GLP-1s who have different taste buds, because I guess your taste buds change. I think they become duller. And also people who are on GLP-1s are eating differently. They're not snacking as much. They're looking for meals with more protein in them. So what they did is there's a brand called Vital Pursuit, and it's all about targeting people who are on GLP-1s, making specific foods for them with specific flavoring. They also have, they bought different types of protein shake brands as well, so that they have more high protein offerings. But it's interesting because, this has been done so many times before. Do you remember like 5 or 10 years ago when that keto thing was huge and everyone was doing keto?
I feel like I was always talking to you about it. I feel like it's when we were in California in like 2016.
Yeah. People were eating like sticks of butter. Adam was doing it. And then you would like pee on this strip that told you like how many ketones you had. And they were making supplements and foods and all these things for people who were doing the keto diet. This is kind of in line with diet trends. It's like when people are doing these crazy diets, like Whole30, there's specific brands probably that target the Whole30 diet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in line with that, but I think this is going to be bigger than ever.
Completely agree. I just want to say I've done Whole30 before, and I loved, like, there are a lot of brands that will make the Whole30 stuff, like Chipotle and stuff has a Whole30 line, but I feel like both Whole30 and keto cannot touch the GLP craze. Like the latest I heard was 1 out of 8 adults are on a GLP-1, and I think that number is only going up. So first of all, I think it's smart that Nestle is doing this, because even if you can eat the line, even if you're not on a GLP-1, because like we're all supposed to be getting more protein, I think. But like, I think Nestle's hurting. Like when people are, GLP-1s typically just like suppress your appetite. You're eating less of that food. Like in the food that you want to eat, you want it to be richer, more nutrient dense. You don't want like Doritos. So I think that it's good they're doing it, but they're like, they have to do something different, because I think their stock price is down.
Yeah, because people aren't snacking anymore. They're not having as many like sweet treats. But to counter this, I don't know if you know who Caroline Calloway is, but she's like this controversial influencer from New York City. She's always putting out something in her life that causes like dramatic attention. And the latest thing she wrote, an article that the New York Times just picked up, is that she went on a GLP-1 because she was 130 pounds and wanted to get down to like, she's 115 now and she wants to keep going. And she wrote this article like saying how amazing it is for her because she wanted to get down to 115 and lower. And also because it helps curb her other addictions that she has to alcohol and other things as well. Very controversial piece, but also very realistic. Like a lot of people in her comment section were praising her. They were like, I'm skinny too, and I'm on a GLP-1. So thank you for writing this. And I found that really interesting because you say 1 in 8, but I feel like there's more people who just don't admit it.
Totally. And the 1 in 8 stat is like, I feel like changing I feel like it's going down. The one thing I'm like, like worried about is like, I feel like there's some people that the GLP-1s are helping them so much with like genuine health concerns. To me, knowing nothing about this Caroline person, going from like 130 pounds to 115 is like, and then she wants to keep going. Like, where are you going? 100? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how tall she is, but like, that seems like not super great for you. But
no,
what do I know?
I mean, she's already like literally bone skinny. And I think it's scary because she does have a lot. She's got like 500,000 followers. Like for people to read this and be like, okay, you know what? I want to do this too. Like, of course, that's scary. But I think like why she's getting so much praise is because she's talking about something that a lot of people are doing. A lot of people we know are doing it to lose 5-10 pounds. And then they're just staying on it because they want to maintain that. So people are doing it for
and they look great. I just want to say everyone I know on a GLP-1 looks great.
I know.
Well, one thing that's like one content that an influencers I'm putting out that's like really opened my eyes is Lucy Fink has been doing a lot of content. She is not on the GLP-1, but she's naturally very skinny. And she's been doing a lot of content on gaining weight. And she did a lot of posts about like why she wants to gain weight. And she sort of opened my eyes. Not that I don't have this problem, but like as a woman ages, it's like not actually that great for your health to be super skinny. Like you have a lot more risks of like falling, or like Lucy was like, just like not a lot of padding for like if you get hurt or something. So like what's going to happen to all these folks if they're 100 pounds and they're like 55 years old? Are they going to be breaking a hip? Or like, what does it do if you haven't been, I don't really know how it works, but like if you haven't been eating a ton of nutrients for like 20 years, I'm very curious. I'm sure people like Nestle will continue to innovate so that that's less of a risk and people can stay on the GLP-1s, stay thinner, but then have nutrients. But it does make you think.
Oh, for sure. And like another broader topic is that GLP-1 is a peptide. And you know that there's people who are innovating in the peptide world because people are taking peptides for all different things, all different health problems, including losing weight. And there's different category of people who are creating supplements and drinks and foods for people who are on general peptides. And peptides are about to explode and be more mainstream.
It does seem like, okay, I feel like people have been talking about peptides, but like the GLP-1s, I feel like have just like blown the peptides away.
Yeah. People like I sometimes forget that GLP-1 stands for glucose something peptide. Like it's a
Oh,
peptide.
I didn't realize that.
But then people will do peptides for like all different other types of health things. There might be some risks associated with all of these things, but yeah,
Might be. I feel like there are.
there are, but it's becoming like peptides in the next year are going to become so much more mainstream for not only weight loss, but for so many other things. So I think if you are a company in the beverage space, the food space, the health and wellness space, like you have to kind of think about this category more.
Okay, this goes well into my next story, which is all about Whoop. So Whoop, yeah. Okay, so I thought this was so funny. So Whoop is like, it's kind of like an Apple Watch. It's like a health tracker. You wear it on your wrist. And I just thought this was and I actually know a lot about Whoop because yesterday was my dad's birthday. And one of the things he wanted for his birthday was a Whoop watch, or he thought he wanted. So my sister and I were going to go in together on it. I didn't realize that when you buy the Whoop watch, it's a subscription. You have to buy it every single year. So it's like $300 too, and it's every single year. I'm like, oh, okay, the subscription economy has come for Whoop watches.
Right.
So we didn't end up getting him for him. We got something else for him because first of all, I was like annoyed that I'm like, how do I gift it? I guess I could just always pay for my dad's Whoop watch. But I was like, how would I gift this to someone? Like, it's like gifting them like an app store subscription. Like,
yes.
it felt weird. But then I thought the funniest part, okay, so the article is about that they just hired a new marketing chief because they're trying to go overseas. They compete with primarily Apple Watch and a little bit the Oura ring, according to this article. But I thought this was the funniest quote ever. So this guy, this is so great. You get a job as the new CMO of Whoop. You get a nice spread in the Wall Street Journal. I believe he only has one quote in this entire article, this guy. And his quote, and they're like one like interview with him. His name is Dirk Jan Van Hammeren. I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing
what
it
a
wrong.
name.
It says he goes by DJ, but then it goes, Van Hammeren has no plans to alter Whoop's aspirational marketing strategy, he said. So it's like, okay, you get this great new job, and it's the first day of your new job, and they're like, what are you going to do? And he's like, nothing different.
Okay,
this
is a lesson in a playbook that we need to read because I feel like we're always like, we have a 75 plan. Yeah, you hire me, it's going to be completely revamped. But like maybe we should go the opposite direction and be like, hire me and I will do absolutely nothing.
I'm like, dude, you're in the Wall Street Journal saying you have no plans to change anything. Like, I couldn't stop laughing at it.
How much do you think his salary is?
Well, I would absolutely love to know that. They have a $10 billion valuation as a company. They do compete directly with Apple. They're trying to go overseas to get away from it. The former CMO just left and does not tell you his salary. I have to imagine what would be my guess. I would say it's like $750,000 cash, and then a lot of stock incentives to end it around like 3.5 million.
Does anyone own Whoop, or are they their own company?
No, they are a private company that they just raised 600 million.
It's crazy because Adam's been on these trends for a decade, and he started with Whoop, and then I didn't want him to do it anymore because I don't like the Bluetooth
all the time.
He went from Apple Watch to Whoop, and then he's been like begging for the Oura ring, and I've just said like I just don't want the Bluetooth. But I feel like Oura ring has a much better marketing strategy than Whoop. Like you see Oura ring on all the influencers, you see Oura ring everywhere. I haven't heard about Whoop in so many years. So I actually, based on nothing, feel like they're going downhill and Oura ring is going way up. Also, Oura ring is a prettier thing to wear. You're wearing like this little like slinky ring, whereas Whoop, like you're wearing a thicker watch that, like, why are you trying to replace an Apple Watch? Why are you trying to replace the nice watches that people are wearing? Most people don't mind wearing like a little ring around their finger.
Okay, I think this is like, sometimes people say like cats are girls and dogs are boys. I feel like Oura rings are for girls and Whoop watches are for boys. It actually does say in the article that he wants to, I guess one plan he might have is he might want to expand the appeal beyond the athletic male American base. And it is true, like my dad did ask for it. And because my dad was like, I think he wanted a tracker and I don't think he wanted to wear a ring.
Yeah. Wait, so did you buy it for him or no?
No, because I was like, first of all, my sister and I were worried that he wouldn't know how to work the app. And so next time I see him, I told him I would like work with him on it and we could figure out like what exactly does he want to track?
Yeah.
And like he already has an Apple Watch, so then is he wearing 2 watches? Like I don't
No, and
know.
I feel like if you already have an Apple Watch, you're getting everything that a Whoop would probably give you. You just don't know how to operate the Apple Watch.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, or he either has an Apple Watch or my sister thought he should because she's like, I think he would like closing the rings.
Yeah.
But I had an Apple Watch for a period of time and I just like couldn't get
I don't want all of that like info on me. I feel like I'm already carrying my phone around with me. Like the last thing I want is something that's telling me I have a text message or like all this stuff. But speaking of this, kind of blends into this. I want to talk about Brick, our favorite thing, Brick, which was in the news.
Brick. Do you have a Brick?
So Adam, also early adapter to all this technology, got a Brick when they first came out in like 2023. I think he supported their like GoFundMe or something when they were.
Wow, good for him. He's an early adopter.
He got the Brick. He put the Brick on our fridge. He never freaking like used the Brick. The thing is $60, and basically it's
Explain
like this.
Explain what it is. Yeah.
It's this little thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you put it up on somewhere in your house. We put it on our fridge, and basically it connects to all of your apps, like your social media apps, your email. And when you touch it to the Brick, it prevents you from using it for X amount of time, or I guess until you unbrick it. So it's a way of getting people to stop spending time on these apps. It costs $60. They've exploded. Their marketing budget for influencers must be humongous because they've been working with like huge names, as well as doing like other types of ads. They wouldn't actually disclose how much money they've made in the article. But according to SimilarWeb, it says that their downloads of the app, because I guess with Brick, you have to have the app also, rose from over 14,000 last year to 33,000 from October to November. But then this year it went from 103,000 downloads in just January. So I feel like people are adapting this more. But the best part of the article is that it says that Brick does not eliminate the root problem. And a lot of people are basically getting this thing, trying it out, but it's not helping them stop going on all of these apps. Like the Brick isn't going to teach you self-control. Truly, I feel like if I had a Brick, I'd find 1,000 ways to go around it, that I'm just on my social media anyway. Like I go on my computer, or if I had an Apple Watch, I'd go on that.
Okay, so Colin got me a Brick for Mother's Day and I was beyond offended. Yeah. I was like, what is this? And he was like, it's a Brick. Everyone's doing it online. I was like, no, I know what it is. But I felt like it was a big affront. I felt like he was saying I was on my phone too much. And I was like, do you think I'm on my phone too much? Of course, now he's like completely backed into a corner. But I feel like, okay, like, first of all, I don't actually, not me defending myself, but I feel like I'm actually not on my phone.
I don't think you are, yeah.
I'm on my computer.
Does it work with your computer?
That's such a great question. I don't know. But like, I don't really know if I want to be off my computer. Like, I guess I'm not the market for it. But I just want to say, I think I really give a kudos to whoever invented it. We should figure out who the founder is.
It says,
I hope it's girls.
No, I think it's 2 guys. They quit their job as software developers to build Brick out of their parents' basement. They were from, graduated from University of Wisconsin, and they tried to launch a few apps. None of them took off. They were distracted by their phone, and they got this email. They got this idea.
Honestly, I think that's impressive.
Yeah, I think it's worth a try if you're somebody who's like addicted to your phones for $60. I don't know if they have a yearly subscription you also have to pay, but I guess it's worth it. It's just it's not for me.
You have to want it. It's like everything else. Like you have to want it, and you have to
also. I didn't want it in our house because of the Bluetooth. Also,
you're like worried about Bluetooth. You don't even sleep with your phone in your room.
No, nothing's allowed to be in our room with Bluetooth. Like we got these like really cool like air purifier things for Gemma's room. It was like a Dyson, like really cool thing. And then we unpacked it and then was like, oh my God, it requires Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Pack it back up. I'm like a freak. I could be completely wrong and none of these things matter, but like I need something to obsess over, and my obsession is Bluetooth.
Years and years and years ago, I read a book called The Case for Settling, which was written by the woman who went on to write some like Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, which was the like bestseller about therapy. But in The Case for Settling, one thing she talks about a lot is it came out in like 2004, 2005, how hard it was for her to find someone to date, because at the time she completely refused to use a cell phone because she was worried about the radiation.
Love her.
Totally. Okay, speaking of a little startup news, Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos' space company, is going out on the market. And right now they're a privately held company, and it's just been fueled by Jeff Bezos' own money. But now he's looking for other people to invest money into Blue Origin. Specifically, he's trying to raise $10 billion. It's the first time the company has ever looked for outside funding beyond just like Bezos' own personal wealth. And I just want to say, I think it's a tough time to be raising money for Blue Origin. They just had that huge launch disaster, and thank God no one was killed. But like, imagine like back in like, I don't know, it's January. Jeff's like, this is the year. I've had Blue Origin for 25 years, but this year I'm going to go and raise 10 billion, and let's do it at the end of the summer. And then in like May, their biggest rocket, like how do you put that on a PowerPoint slide? Like redoing after some challenges. Like I just find that very funny. Startup life comes for everyone.
Isn't it weird though? Like he's doing this at the same time that SpaceX just IPO'd. Like, does that matter at all?
It's so interesting. Like, I think if you really dig into it, they would say that they're trying to do slightly different things. I think that SpaceX is more tied into like trying to live in other countries, and Blue Origin is more on like consumer rides to space. Because SpaceX does a ton of work with the government. Like those are their biggest contracts are with the government. And I think Blue Origin is more like making space travel accessible. However, that's just like my opinion as a naysayer. They could be, I think that they're close. There's not that many big companies trying to go to space. So yeah.
Would you ever, let's say in like 25 years, it was more normal to go to space. It was almost kind of like flying an airplane. Would you do it?
Yeah, if my kids would come with me. Like I wouldn't want to do it like, well, I think it would have to be more normal. But yeah, I could see a world where I'm like, for my 70th birthday, like me and my grandkids are going to go on a space flight.
Wow. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, but if someone told you like,
yeah, like would you go in an airplane? Yeah.
Yeah, would you go in a car without a driver?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I know. I'm so like scared of adapting on like even like self-driving cars. It will take me a very long time before I get into one of those, even though I'm
a person. You haven't gotten into one? Not even a Waymo?
Have you?
Of course. Colin took his whole office the other day because we are always taking them. So he's
Wait,
like,
they have them in Florida?
Yeah. He was like, you guys field trip. So he and his like little office buddies all got in a Waymo, and Colin took them to some, I'm sure, fast food because it's Colin, place for lunch.
I didn't know they had them in Florida. See, they don't have them in New York City, so we don't see them. But they are the perfect use case for people like us who don't like to drive, who like don't even want a driver in the car because you don't want to talk to anybody. It would take me like a little bit more time to get into one, I think.
I'm constantly Googling when is Waymo going to do consumer stuff because I want, I'm not a driver, and I would love to have. We have the Tesla, which is self-driving.
Do you ever use that feature?
All the time. But that's how Tesla's like Whoop. That's how they get you. It's a subscription. So like for Christmas last year, my mom bought us like 3 months of self-driving. But then when the 3 months are up, like the car just kind of.
Wait, that's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just like goes away.
What a genius way of upselling cars. What a genius thing.
It's the same thing. I feel like it's like other stuff too. Like I think space heaters you have to pay on a subscription for. Like what's it called? Seat heaters. It's like there's like a bunch of things that you can buy.
That's crazy. We're in our beat up old Honda. It's like you get what you get, and you get it for the next 10 years of your life. Like, damn. Okay, well, I found another thing that I thought would be interesting for you. It's this story about like how hotels are becoming so luxury. Like there's a hotel out there where the average room rate for the night is $2,300. Not that interesting, but the most interesting part of the story is that this hotel group, I thought she'd really like this, is spending $350 million to convert the office space above the Today Show to turn it into a hotel.
I have to stay.
It's going to be a 134 room hotel. It'll include a restaurant, wine cellar, spa, and meeting space. And it's going to be, again, directly above the Today Show in Rockefeller Center. How insane.
That is now on my bucket list. I 100% want to go. How freaking fun is that? I love the Today Show. That is seriously so fun.
It's such a good idea.
It's such a great idea. Recently I was at a theme park. I think it was Universal Studios. And you know that they have like a Today Show branded cafe inside of Universal Studios. And
Wow.
they play the Today Show, like old episodes on a loop. The whole thing looks like
Oh,
the
that's
Today
so
Show and the branding. I just
cute.
like love the Today Show.
I was in Zara yesterday shopping, and there was this, it was right by Bryant Park, and there was this woman there, and we were talking, and she was wearing this giant Today Show pin. And I was like, oh my God, did you go to the Today Show? And she's like, yes, we got there so early. Like, just seeing it through her eyes was so cute, because the people who've lived in New York, but you know, have lived in New York or live in New
They
York,
don't care.
they don't care. But she was like so excited, and like, oh, I was
That's
just like
me.
living for it, living for it. So,
I really wish I was like getting successful enough to be on the Today Show, because like I have a couple relatives that love the Today Show, and it would so be my dream to call them up and be like, I'm being on the Today Show. Can you be my guest and can you come with me?
oh,
That would
when
be
I
like truly my dream.
when I went on the Today Show many, many years ago, I didn't have anyone to bring
What? Sorry. Sorry,
I
didn't hear you in the back. Sorry, girl, you were on the Today Show. And let me get this straight. Were you on there more than once? Because I feel like you were.
yes, but the first
How
time
many
I
times,
went,
Jen? Say it for everybody in the back.
like maybe two.
Okay, I think it was 4, and you know it.
But maybe the first, I only went into studio once, and I didn't have anyone to bring as my guest, and it was like really sad. And I had to go right back. Like, I didn't tell my work. I worked a full-time job. I didn't tell my work I was doing this. I said I had a doctor's appointment. I went to the Today Show. When it was over, I like walked back to work and like pretended nothing happened. And it was like so hard, because it was like the best moment of your life. You have no one there to share it with. And then you go right back to work, and like you didn't talk about it. It was like so mentally bizarre.
I remember you wrote a really powerful post on that once, and it was something like, after you were done, you got a slice of pizza on the way back to
Yeah.
your office or something,
And I
and
had
you
like
put
no
red
one.
pepper flakes on it or something.
Yeah. And I had like nobody to celebrate with, because like I didn't have anyone to go with. This was like so long ago. I didn't have Adam. I didn't, everyone was working. It was a work day. So it was like, so yeah,
That's
I wish I
really
had
cool.
someone to celebrate, like to take to that. So maybe we'll get to go back again together, and we'll make a shit show out of it.
I'm sure I'll be like late. They'll be like, girl, it's live. What are you doing? Okay, last article for the day for me. Okay, just thought this was interesting. You know, State Farm, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
insurance. So
Adam was just reading this article to me out loud.
I love Adam. Okay, so they're trying to do more stuff with AI, like everyone is. And they, State Farm agents are usually in the car driving around. So they're trying to make it easy for them when they're going visiting their customers to like quickly pull up on their phone the customer's like history with State Farm. And I just want to say, like, there's some nice person at State Farm that like 3 years ago was like, Mommy, Daddy, I got a promotion. There's this new thing called AI, and I'm going to help bring it to State Farm. And they like do all this stuff, and they roll out the tech. And how are they rewarded? With this article on the front page of the Wall Street Journal about how awful this rollout is. And like the technology, I guess, has like a knowledge cutoff. So you can't even get up-to-date knowledge. And like they interviewed all of these like disgruntled former State Farm employees saying how State Farm always messed up. These are some of the quotes: terrible, infuriating, it sucks. I just want to say, like, I appreciate what State Farm is trying to do. I think it's really hard to be a first mover in some of this stuff. And I think that they will get there. But this is what happens, like, when you're a first mover like this, people, because we all use ChatGPT and it works somewhat instantly, you think that, like, anything AI should just be perfect. And, like, it hasn't infiltrated the enterprise, especially with, like, deep knowledge and, like, companies that need a lot of deep knowledge the way that maybe they wanted it to yet. And so I just want to give a shout out to the person at State Farm that's like trying their best to like modernize this insurance company. And like the tech is just not there yet. And I think it will get there. I think in 2 years, like, absolutely, this is the future. Every State Farm employee should have access quickly to knowledge on their phone, but they just need to like hold on for a little bit. And like, please don't read the article. Like, haters.
Oh, you know what? It's like I hearing you say this, when I go on ChatGPT, I expect a level of excellence. Like even sometimes when it bugs out and doesn't give me my answer, I'm like, try again, say it faster. Like my expectation is so high. It's why I don't even use Google anymore, because I'm like, I don't want to do the work of like going through all these results. So yeah, I feel like if you're a human using it that way, and then you go to your job and the AI software you're using there isn't as good, you're going to be pissed. It's going to impact your work negatively. It's also why you shouldn't be firing humans yet, because you're not ready for that.
you're not ready yet. I'm sure you saw that Ford just hired back all those
Yeah.
senior engineers. Like, I
If
think
you got fired because your job was getting replaced by AI and they called you back, what would you do? Would you demand a higher salary? Would you demand anything, or would you just be grateful to have a job?
I would be like, well, obviously they let you use AI at the company, so I'll just go back, do my job, and have AI do my job.
Yeah. And get paid more.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, sorry, is the check cashing? Like, yeah, I'll go back. I'll keep looking for another job, but like,
Did you ever get
that's what the money's for.
Did you ever get laid off or fired and then they called you back?
This will be shocking to you, but I've actually never been laid off, but I'm sure that that will come in my career. Like, that's just a rite of passage. I have never been fired. However, I did have one job where I was not particularly great at the job, and I could see the writing on the wall that, like, I probably wasn't long for that world. However, I will say I had very good relationships at the company. The actual job, I feel like I was kind of the victim of, like, not the victim, but like I was kind of like it wasn't the company wasn't ready for what I was like trying to bring to it. However, the people that worked at the company, we stayed in really good touch, and some of them ended up like investing in my startup. So I feel like, no, they didn't call me back, but I felt like they weren't like, you sucked in general. They were just like, hey, there's too much going on here.
So you saw the writing on the wall and you were like, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, and I also like kind of had that another offer that I was like, oh, I feel like I could work that better. And then the other offer ended up paying a little more.
I was laid off once, fired once. And when I was laid off, I was like, it was a job I loved. It was amazing. They laid off 40 people. A couple months later, my boss calls me out of the blue and he's like, we want you back. We want you to be a freelancer. Name your price and we'll pay it.
Interesting.
And I remember at that time I had so much else going on that I felt like I had such an advantage. I think I was like, oh, I'll charge you like something ridiculous, like $300 an hour or something. Like, I don't remember what it was, but it was like, it was probably like the most ballsy number I threw out. And then of course he was like, yeah, we can't afford that. And then I was like, also, I don't really want to go back and do this anymore. Like I didn't need it at the time, but it was such an honor to get that phone call. Like I remember exactly where I was sitting and listening to him say, like, we need you. There's no one that can do this like you can. And I was like, this is priceless. Like, I don't even need to come back. I don't even need your money. Like, I just needed to hear this after getting laid off.
Okay. This is my last thing, and it's kind of a hopeful story. Like years ago when I was an intern, they did mass layoffs for not interns, but for real people at the company. And one of the people that got laid off was like my buddy. And he was like 20, he was like a young-ish guy. And the day that he was laid off, they realized that he held all of this knowledge. And like, I remember being in the meeting where they were like, blah, blah, blah. They're like, wait, he does all these accounts. Like, who's going to take this over? And I'm like, oh my God, no one even like thought of this guy. And I remember just like finding it very devastating that he lost this job. No one really did what he did and that knew what he did. And then he did all these important things. I was literally like 3 days ago, I was randomly thinking about him and I went to his LinkedIn and he's back at the company. Like, I was like, good for freaking you. I was like, that like healed something in me because I always felt like it was so unfair how he got laid off and he went and did other jobs for many years and now he's back at the company at like a much higher level.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially if you come back to the company and you get so much money because they're going to treat you so well after they realize what they lost. A lot of companies don't realize what value you bring until you're gone. Like it just happens like that. They don't know.
I did quit a job once and then went somewhere else and I was like, this was a mistake. And then I went back to the old job. So it happens the other way too.
Did you get your same salary or no?
I got a $2,000 bonus or not a bonus increase. And then I got a better title.
Okay. So it kind of worked for you.
Kind of, but everyone was like, you're back.
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, it didn't work out. Hi.
Yeah. Like, why are you so upset to see me?
I was like, hi guys.
Guess who's here?
Like reactivating my old email. All my old emails, like emails I didn't respond to when I was leaving are all like flooding in. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's why you always gotta leave with dignity, even if you're leaving in a sad type of way. Like, because you never know who's gonna come back, if you're gonna go back. You just don't know. So you gotta always leave nice.
I think when you leave a job, I think you need to walk your little butt around, and every single person you even vaguely worked with, You need to hopefully have a little token for them, have a conversation. You just never know. And like life is really funny. And you know what they say, you meet the same people going up as you do coming down. That company that I kind of like, it wasn't really a fit. Someone that was under me at that company is now like enormously successful. And I often think maybe I should go try to work at that company. So it's like, you never know. You just never know. Like maybe 15 years ago, this other person was under me, but now they're like way, way over me. So you just never know.
Can I just tell you real fast, the most depressing part about getting laid off at most companies is that after it happens, you are escorted directly out. Like you can't, I remember like after I got laid off, I was trying to like go around and hug people. And like the HR person was like, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm literally just going to say goodbye, but like no contact, computer, everything is stripped from you. The second they say that, you're done. And it's so sad. So my message to people is if you're not laid off today, write down everyone's email addresses, get everyone's personal information, because if you do get laid off, they kind of treat it very like tough because they have to, it's not personal. So prepare for that now. Because there's a lot of people who like I never really could say goodbye to properly because of that moment.
Years ago I was in a pitch competition and it was only 5 people. But it was like very prestigious to get to that point. And on the last day, I didn't like only the top 3 got money and I was in like 4th or 5th. And they escorted me out of the event and didn't let me stay. And on my way being escorted out, another girl that was like in the top 3 was coming in. She was so late that I had already had time to go, like be told you weren't thing and leave. And she's coming, she's like, Molly, where are you going? And the girl was walking me out. And I was like, I didn't get it. Another girl was like, you're right this way. And I just want to say it was devastating. I felt like a criminal. And I felt like it was one of the most poorly run pitch. And it was a really big one too. I'm not blowing up their spot, but it was done by like a really big company, publicly traded. And I just was like so upset about the whole thing. And it really soured me. I felt like a criminal. They're like, you didn't get it. And we're going to escort you out now. And it was at like a big live event. I'm like, I was like, wait, I feel like it. But
and like, what would be the problem for you sitting in the audience for the rest of it? Like, what would be the problem? What kind of thing are you going to steal or do?
And also, I was like kind of friends with the other girls or the other women because we'd been pitching for a couple days, and I was so embarrassed. Like I felt like it was one of, and then I had to go to the airport, and my flight wasn't for like 4 more hours, so I just was at the airport literally, and I was pregnant at the time too. I was literally at the airport like crying.
This like the way that you're treated,
Maurice.
Honestly, these moments I'll never forget getting escorted out of after being laid off. You'll never forget this. That's the worst part of these moments. Like you didn't get what you wanted, and now you're like literally being treated like a criminal for doing nothing.
What are you worried I'm gonna do? Like I was like, no, I just want to cheer on my friends. They're like, no, you need to leave. I go, okay.
You know what? One day you'll have redemption.
I've often thought, well, that's just neither here nor there. Anyways,
I love you.
Okay. I'm so happy that we had a great day today. We had a great chat. Thank you everyone for coming to our show. And Jen, get us out of here.
We'll see you next time. Yay!